Today, actually, it's a very good and very deep sutta we are going to discuss. It's about Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta. Actually, if someone go through this sutta, you can understand. It's totally about, actually, its base in this sutta is base from the Paticca Because before I enter to this sutta, I would like to introduce something about Buddhism and what we have to learn, what we are going to learn. Because non-religious person, maybe Hinduism, maybe Muslim, maybe Christian, all people, they are, when we compare with the Buddhism, then if some non-religious person asking you, we also giving dana, we also doing donations to the people, poor people, maybe sometimes when the natural disaster, whatever the disasters, we are already offering, we are donating dana. And who follow the Buddha, you also doing same thing, you also doing dana. Sometimes they said the non-religious person can say, we also protecting precepts, we also not killing animals, we are not we also not stealing any other things, and we also not conducting misconduct the sexual, we also not following sexual misconducting, something like that. Then they can compare, oh, Buddha who following Buddha, the people also doing same thing, and we are also doing same thing, we are also equal. They can say like that. Sometimes a non-religious person can say, we also following meditation, we also doing samatha, we also spread kindness, loving, compassion, we also spreading. So our mind also very calm down. Then non-religious person can say like that. Then they can argue, then they can challenge, oh, whoever the following Buddha, which people are following Buddha, they also doing same thing. There's nothing, any difference between the religious. All the saint persons are speaking, all the wise persons, all the teachers who attained something, they all are speaking about same thing. Then they can challenging like that and they can say like that. But according to Buddhism, if someone asking or someone challenging like that, the Buddhism is difference from all other religions based on the four factors. That is what you have to very understanding. The first one is based on the ordination, the bhikkhu ordination. The precepts, we already discussed about the 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, whichever the precepts are not teaching by the Buddha. Buddha is teaching the skillful verbal action, skillful physical action, skillful mental action. So skillfulness is coming under the precepts. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be more, it can be many, because when you consider about the ordination bhikkhu, they have millions of precepts they have to follow. 227 main precepts. Other than that, there are millions of precepts they have to follow, they have to consider, because that much verbal, physical skillfulness Buddha is knowing, oh, because of this, because of this, because of this word, because of this way, their verbal and physical skillfulness will be damaged. So precepts is something established for protecting your physical and verbal skillfulness. So Buddha is never established 5 precepts, 10 precepts or something. Buddha always establish, you have to follow the skillfulness physical action, follow the skillfulness verbal action. That is what it says, Sabba Papa Sakarana. Buddha never says, I'm established 5 precepts, I'm established 10 precepts. No. Even Buddha born, even Buddha is enlightened. Before Buddha enlightened, the 5 precepts are already followed by the other religious person, like a Nigantanatha Putta, and they are already followed. So clearly understanding about when you are following the Buddhism, Buddha is never teach to you protect the 5 precepts, protect the 10 precepts, protect the 8 precepts. Buddha always teach to you Sabba Papa Sakarana. In that case, when you want to Sabba Papa Sakarana, the not doing any unwholesome activities, verbal or physical, then you have to follow some rules and regulation. You have to follow some precepts, not only 5 precepts, but also more than that. If you can follow more precepts, then your verbal and physical action, verbal and physical skillfulness will be more and more powerful. That is one thing. That is about the first factor is ordination precepts, that is Upasampada Sila. The Upasampada Sila is actually it's representing ordination bhikkhu. The Upasampada Sila is arising when the Buddha is enlightened. Other than that, Upasampada Sila, the Patimokkha Samvara Sila will never arising in this universe. That's the first factor. The second factor is this what we are going to talking about. This is reason, cause and effects, that the Paticca Samuppada. Whoever non-religious person, when they are talking about equalism of their and Buddhism people activities, the Buddhism is different not from the activities. Buddhism is different from the teaching, what Buddhas teach, that is Paticca. Any of the sent person other than the Buddha cannot teach about Paticca. Very important point. If someone say, no, your religion and our religion is same, your teachers and our teachers same, they are teach same thing, we also teach same thing, you are following same thing, we also following same thing. No, your teachers cannot teach Paticca. Very important. Only Buddha can teach Paticca. Only Buddha knows real. Sorry. Only Buddha knows how the reason, how the past reason affect the present results, how the present reason affect the future results. This combination, the cycle of the journey is only taught by the Buddha. Very clearly you can, anytime if someone is arguing or if someone is talking about this, you can talk, no, only Buddha can teach this one. The third factor is Abhidhamma. The Abhidhamma is the Paramartha Desana. It's only taught by Buddha. Chitta Chaitanya Rupa Nibbana. This is only taught by the Buddha. No one, no any sent person, no any teacher other than Buddha cannot teach Abhidhamma. The fourth one is the Dvasatti Michchaditti. It's against all the Michchaditti, and Buddha, only the Buddha can teach Sammaditthi. How to base on the Sammaditthi and how to following until attain arahantaship. The way of the arahantaship is only taught by the Buddha. Other any sent person or any wise person other than Buddha cannot teach this. After Buddha is teach, anyone can learn and teach. That is okay. But what I'm meaning is the first person who is enlightened and who is found these 4 factors is only Buddha. Not other, and not any other teacher cannot teach these 4 factors. This because of this 4 factor, Buddhism is already different. Buddhism is different from the all the religions. Buddhism is different from all the religions because of these 4 factors. So please understand. So today we are going to learn one of that very important factor, one of that very important thing. Today we are going to teach. Today we are going to learn. So at very first, I think I already sent the slides to the organizing committee. So if you can share the slides, then I think it's better to understanding what is about Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta is actually explaining. Wait, if I can, I think. Yeah. I think if it is possible, please sharing with the notes, then we can go through this notes, because the Paticca is very deep, but you can understand, you can realize. I will teach you the easy way to understand in the Paticca. This is not easy topic, but Slowly, maybe we can discuss 2 or 3 weeks about this topic because we cannot stop very suddenly about this topic. This topic is very deeper topic, very deep one, this subject. Can you please share or may I have a permission for sharing? Then I can share the notes. Who is host today?
Ma'am, Priti ma'am, are you there? Uh, Priti ma'am.
भैया बंतेजी म्हणताय की मला परमिशन द्या मी शेअर करतो.
Yes, Bante, you can share if you have the,
No,
because
still I
Priti.
cannot share because I think the host should be give the permission.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes.
तुम्हाला होस्ट को होस्ट करावं लागेल ना बंतेंना.
Yes. Bante, wait. Just wait.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, Bante.
All right.
Now you can.
Right. So our topic is it's coming in Sutta Pitaka Majjhima Nikaya Mula Pannāsaka Mahāyamaka Vagga Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta. So in this sutta, it's first we go to the summary. This sutta recounts the pivotal dialogue with the Buddha. It's talking about it. Corrects a monk's name Sati. That there's a bhikkhu called Sati. He has a misguided belief. Consciousness remain a permanent entity traveling through the rebirth. That is the main point, main topic. That is the subject that this sutta is arising. Because Sati Bhikkhu is thought, he has a thought, he has a misguided, he has some, it's a bad thought, but Buddha is not teaching about like that, but he has a thought. This consciousness remain a permanent entity traveling through the rebirth. The Buddha clarifies that consciousness is not a soul, because the soul, the topic that actually the soul, that subject, not subject, actually that this topic, the soul topic is coming from the Christian. The Christian people, they believe about the soul. When they are die, if they believe Jesus, then they are going to heaven, enter eternally. They are staying at heaven and they without dying. The soul concept, this concept is coming actually from the Christian religion. But according to Buddhism, because that is why some of the I think the last time they asking question about the Gandhabba or something like that. In this sutta also talking about Gandhabba, but I will explaining what is about that. Consciousness is not a soul, but a transcend phenomenon that only arising through specific conditions, much like fire depends on its fuel to burn. So, according to Buddhism, actually not according to the Siddhartha Gautam. Siddhartha Gautam is realizing the universal truth. The universal truth is a truth. It never change. Even millions of Buddhas is again enlightened in future. Everyone is talking same thing. It's never changed. No one cannot change even one word. That is the most precious thing that we can trust, because millions of Buddhas is enlightened in the future. Everyone is speaking about one truth. So that is depending on that is why we have to understand, if it is a one truth, no one cannot change, even you believe or not. The truth is truth. It never change. The truth is truth. It never become a lie, and it never become a change. That is the three things that we have to understand. In Sutta it says, Chattarimani bhikkave tatani, avitatani, ananyatani. There are four things, that is the four noble truths. Tatani, that is truth, is a universal truth. Avitatani, it never become a lie. It has never become a lie, is a truth. Ananyatani, it never become a change. Oh, the Gautama Buddha is made wrong. Oh, he said there are four noble truths. No, there's a five noble truth. and millions of, then the next Buddha will say, no, there's a 3 noble truths, there's no 4 noble truths. No, every Buddha says there's a 4 noble truth. Likewise, it will never change. That you have to understand. The Buddha clarifies about this consciousness is not a soul. By explaining the process of depending origin or origination, the source illustrates how ignorance and craving leads to suffering. This is the topic that we are going to talking about today. The ignorance and craving lead to suffering, while the removal of these causes leads to the liberation. Very, very pure, sandittika, swakata. When you are understanding about this theory very deep way, very clear way, then you feel very happy. Oh, this is the problem. This is the matter. This is the cause. Again and again and again, the rebirth, the reason results is arising, passing out, but the 5 aggregators are always happening. Now the names and forms again and again and again and again and again. It's happening. Then the people think, oh, some person is die and he again reborn, he again reborn, he again reborn. Not only that, some of the things when they die, they stay some space or stay somewhere. And when they check where they have to go, where they have to born, then they are born like that. There are many concepts. Without knowing of this origination, without knowing of this cycle, they feel some many wrong views of the Dhamma. The discourse further details the monastic path, emphasizes how discipline, sensory restraint, and meditation allow a practitioner to see the world clearly. Ultimately, the text teaches that life is a series of linked causes rather than a fixed self, offering a roadmap for ending the cycle of pain. So, however, so you have to understand this is about summary of the topic. Then don't need to worry about the summary because this summary actually is saying about this profound teaching serve to dismantle the illusion of permanence within human experience. So just focus on that. You can see the next picture. This is actually summary of the concept according to this sutta. What is the chain of being? How consciousness arising and suffering ends. Then the Sati Bhikkhu has some wrong thought, the wrong view. The consciousness is something like, it's going here and here and here and here. It's a permanent consciousness. He feels the permanent consciousness. That is why Buddha says, no, it's wrong. There is no any permanent consciousness. It's about causes and effects. The causes and effects. Then the Buddha is giving the explanation and the examples and how it's happening. So again, I would like to explaining about the wheel of becoming, how is the wheel is happening, the present, the past causes, how it helps to the present effects, and the present causes, how it affects to the future effects. Then when you know about this theory very clearly, then you can understand the life cycle is how it's happened. There is no any person or no any human beings is born ended. No, there's a cause and effects. There's a combination of the cause and effects, arising and passing out, arising and passing out. And while this is not end, the names and forms are again and again and again and again happening. This is the basic theory that we have to understand, but we have to have a very good pure knowledge about that. Other than that, you cannot understand. So until this, I just explaining what is in the Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta is actually explaining about this. Now we will move to the today's session. The one by one we can understand what is about what Buddha is really teach about the Paticcasamuppada. Very important topic and very deep topic. So question by yourself, questioning, don't no problem. Even you disturb to this lecture, no problem. If you have any question, please questioning, then it's very important. So I will just prepare in some notes because I think within this chart, then you can understanding about the Paticcasamuppada combination. So first of all, we have 5 elements that we have to understanding about ignorance, what is ignorance, and what is craving, and what is clinging. With these 3 and the volitional formation is a pre-intention. Then when we are going to do something, we have to think something. Without thinking, we cannot do. That is we call pre-intention. And volitional formation, end action, intention, and ending action of intention. That means when you are think and when you are doing something, it's something is very powerful than the thinking. So that is we have to understand. We are separated these 5 factors under the 2 sections, klesha vatta and kama vatta. Klesha is something defilements. Based on that defilements, then the karma will arise, whatever the bad or good action will arise. So this is the first slide that we have to understand very clearly. Then I will give some examples and I will ask questioning by you. Then please answer my questioning, then you can understand. So based on this picture, based on this slide, I will asking one question. You know, we all are born in a human world as a human, maybe male or maybe female. So if you're thinking about yourself, why you born as a human? Why you born as a male or female? Why? Why you didn't born as an animal? Why you didn't born as a asura? Or why you didn't born as a demon? Why you didn't born as a the hell person or Nereka? Why don't you born in hell? So why you already you are born in as a human world. There should be some reason other than that you cannot born in a human world. So if I ask my question, first question is why you are born as a human? So can you please answer?
Due to kusala karma.
Oh, very good, very good, very good, very good answer. I really expecting that answer. You have a trust because of your kusala karma. You are born as a good person because of your wholesome action in the past. Because of your wholesome action in the past. So based on that past action, you born as a human in this world, in this life. Very good answer and very good understanding, and you believe that. Not because of your believeness, I will explaining. Okay, let's move to this is about past reasons. Past reasons mean your pre-life, the the prior life, not this life, is your past life. What is happening is, in this life also, if someone asks, do you like to born as animal? What do you think?
No,
You don't like to born like animal, right? You don't like, yes, that's true. Do you like to born as a preta?
no, Bhante.
Do you like to born as a asura?
No, Bhante.
Do you like to born as the boy? Do you like to born in hell?
No, Bhante.
Why you don't like?
Because it's a suffering, we know
Yeah,
much
because
suffering.
is a kama dugati, right? It's a
Dugati.
suffering. Is a bad suffering. There is no any happiness. There is always in a sadness, suffering. You feel like that, right?
Yes.
And also, do you like to born in a human world?
Yes, Bhante.
Do you like to born in the Devala, the heaven, or in the Chatu Maharajika to Paranimita Vasavarthi? Do you like to born like that?
Yes, Bhante.
Do you like to born a Brahma world as a Brahma Parisajya, Kanita, likewise, whichever the 16 types of Brahma world? Do you like to born a Brahma world?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes. So now you can understanding about you always like to born in the higher places or the whichever the lower suffer, whichever the suffer have, but it is a lower suffer. You like to born in a human world, you like to born in a heaven, you like to born in a Brahma world, but you don't like to born in a animal world, you don't like to born in a demon, or you don't like to born in asura, you don't like to born in hell. So based on this thought, remember this thought is very dangerous. Why I'm telling like that? According to Buddha's teaching, we know there's a 31 steps, 31 levels in the human being. Or any every live beings have the 31 places we call the 31 planets, 31 the not planets actually 31 levels. Especially the human world and the six heavens as well as animal world, Preta, Asura, and Nilaya. The levels of this the 11 types of these levels we known as Kamavachara Bhumi, and another 16 types of the Rupavachara Bhumi, the Brahma world, and another 4 types of Arupavachara Bhumi, Akasananchayatana, Vinyananchayatana, Akinchanayatana, Nevasanyanasanna. There's a 4 types of Arupavachara Bhumi. All together we are, if we count in, we can see there's a 31 places, 31 places that any of the live being can be born. Is there any issue? Is there any question about that?
No, but
Okay. So, what is the common problem around among these 31 places? What is the common problem?
they have birth and death and
Sorry?
sufferings. They have
Yeah,
birth, death, uh,
because
sickness.
all the 31 places have a suffer, right?
Yes, Ben.
Every places, even human world, even Deva world, even Brahma world, every places have a suffer. Suffer is the common problem for every places wherever the live being is born. Even suffer is more or less, suffer is suffer. Aging, burning, and sickness, and the death, every suffering, all the suffering is common for the 31 levels. Do you agree with me that?
Yes, Ben.
If it is so, then why you like to born a human world? Why you like to born a Deva? Why you like to born a heaven? Why you like to born a Brahma world? Because you always compare with the animal world, demon world, Asura world, and the hell. You are compare, oh, the downborn, the downside is not good, is a suffer, is more suffer. But even the less suffer, the human world is okay. The Deva world is okay. Brahma world is okay. But actually not okay. Because wherever you born, the suffer is common for every places. If the suffer is common for every places, then you should never expecting to born wherever the place. Because if you are expecting to born wherever the place, that means you are really not realize about the suffer that we call dukkhe anyana. You don't know, clearly you don't know about the noble truth of the suffer. That is why you always expecting higher born is good, the lower born is no, lower born is bad. That is why you decide and you choose. Always you expecting, oh, I want to become a human, I want to become a deva, I want to become a brahma, I don't want to become animal, I don't want to become a demon. This thought makes you, these thoughts makes you foolish. That is we call ignorance. In Pali it says, dukkhe ajnanam, samude ajnanam, nirode ajnanam, nirodhagamini patipadaya ajnanam, ayam bucchati bhikkave avijja. Ignorance, avijja. If you don't know about the noble truth of suffer, if you don't know clearly, if you don't know about very thoroughly about suffer, that is ignorance. In your past life, you don't know about the suffer, but you always expecting, oh, I want to become a human. I want to born in a human world. That is your ignorance. Because of you don't know. Even you born a human world, you have to stay in the 10 months in the mother's womb. That is very suffer. Very suffer. No one can remember how you suffering in the womb. When you're coming out from the womb, that also another suffer. Because you always crying, you always asking everything based on the crying. You are crying. When you're hungry, you are crying. When you want to go washroom, you are crying. When you want to sleep, you are crying. Every time you are crying, that also suffer. So likewise, wherever you are born, the suffer is a common factor. You should not expecting you. I should like go like this. I want to born like this. I want to go like there. I want to born here. I want to born here. That is your ignorance. If you have a foolishness of that thought, then the craving is suddenly arise. The ignorance and the craving is like a friends. They are arising together. They are arising at once, not one by one. At once it's arising. If somewhere is ignorance, there is a craving. That is why I already put it. You can see that my arrow is both side. The arrow is arising. The both side is common. That arrow is common for the both side. If there is a ignorance, there is a craving. If there is a craving, there is an ignorance. Then someone says, because of the last chitta which made goes of born in human, even arupa. Yes, that's true. Everyone ask your question, please. Everyone can ask any question, please ask, okay? So I'm just explaining the things, very, very practical thing. I'm explaining what is happening in the last life, our past life.
The
So remember, then
tanha,
you are, yeah,
tanha is lobha, na?
sorry.
Tanha, craving,
Yeah, craving is a loba, yeah, loba. So
and this is
remember,
the
yeah,
okay.
did you tell something?
No.
Okay. So the last life, your previous life, what is happening is maybe you are born as a human or whatever, deva or wherever you are born. The same thought as it is now you have a thought. The upper levels is good, down level is not good. So same thought have in the last life also. Last life also, you are born whichever the name and forms. Then you thought, oh, I want to be a human. I want to be a human. So that thought also coming because you might be see some animals, they are attacking each other, they are hunting each other. When you see that, oh, become animal is very dangerous. Become animal is very dangerous. Become a demon is very dangerous. Maybe you heard some dhamma in previous lives also. Going to hell is very dangerous. Because of that, you thought, oh, I'm never going to hell. I don't want to never be a demon. I don't want to never be an animal. I want to be a human. That is ignorance. That is the foolishness of your thought. You always think, I should go to the human world. That is your craving and ignorance comes together. So based on these two, you determine, I must go to the human world. I must do this. I must go to the human world. I'm always trying to be a human because human world is very good. If I go to human world, I can do more wholesome thing. I can do more punya. I can generate more parami. Likewise, your thought is always thinking about being a human, the last life. But your thought is not enough. Even you thought to become a human, it's not enough. You have to do something. You have to do something. Other than that, you cannot be a human. That is the wholesome thing. The volitional formation that we call sankhara. Sankhara is you have to do something if you want to be a human. If you want to be a deva, you have to do something. Without doing, you cannot be a human. Without doing, you cannot be a deva. Even you want to be animal, you have to do something. You have to do unwholesome thing. Other than that, you cannot be animal. If you are doing wholesome thing, you can be a human or deva. If you are doing unwholesome thing, you can definitely be a animal or demon or whatever the hell person. So look at the combination of this. That is what we say. because of the foolishness you are craving, these two coming together. With these two, you are attaching, oh, I should do, I am doing this, I am doing this. This is mine, this is mine. I will give example. One of the person, he want to search some gems in the gem mine. He also have a ignorance because he has, he feel that, oh, gem is very valuable, gem is something like this. If I have a gem, I can be a rich person, I can buy this, I can buy this. Likewise, he always foolish with the whatever the material things, then he has a craving. I want. Still you have a craving because you didn't get any gem in the gem mine. You are going to search, you are doing your work hard. Suddenly you got a gem. If you got a gem, suddenly if you got a gem, what will happen? And it belongs to you. It belongs not to the others. It belongs to you. That is clinging. Craving is something small, but clinging is something very big. Craving is whatever your attachment is craving, but assume that you are going to shopping. When you are going to shopping, you want to choose some beautiful cloth. When you are going to shopping, you are never suddenly take a cloth and you buy and come. You are selecting, you are selecting, you are selecting. Oh, this one, no, this one, no, this one, no. Likewise, your selection is something. Suddenly your selection, you stop your selecting. Oh, this one is good. Oh, this one is good. This selection is showing your foolishness and craving both together at once. You are selecting, selecting, selecting. Oh, this one is good. Then you fool with that sense as well as you craving with that sense. Within these two, you have another thought. I should take this. This should be mine. This should not take by another person. This should be mine. That is clinging. This tree is coming very soon. Once this tree comes, now you already choose this cloth, and you also have some attachment with that, and you also have should be belongs to yourself. You have a thought such a thought. Then what you have to do is you have to buy. The shop owner will never give a free of charge. You have to buy. If you want to buy, you have to money. If you want money, you have to do something for earn money. That is sankhara. If you want to earn something, if you want to earn money, then you have to do something. If you do something, you have to think something. Before do, you have to think. First of all, you think, then you are doing. That is sankhara and karma. Sankhara is something thought, maybe good, maybe bad. Karma is you are doing whatever you are thought, whatever you think, you are doing. Chetanaham bhikkave kammam vadami chetayitva kayena vachaya manasa kammam karoti. You are first thing, then you are doing. First thing, you have to think. First of all, you are think, then you are doing. That is karma vata. You see, the kilesa, the defilements is arising something. Because of that defilements, you are doing something. You are doing something. The defilements and the action is arising within the framework, within this name and the forms. Within this name and forms, that is happened past reasons. In the past life, this is happened because of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Because of these six senses, ignorance happened, craving happened, clinging happened. Because everything is within this framework. We known as Chetasika. When we are talking about ignorance, that is the one of Chetasika, that is Moha Chetasika. When we are talking about craving, that is Lobha Chetasika. When we are talking about clinging, that is Ditti Chetasika. When we talking about formation, that is Chetana Chetasika. The Chetana is two types of Chetana. Before you are doing something, before you are doing some action, you are thinking, that is we call Pubbagami, that is pre-intention. Purvagami Chetana. Then when you are think something and when you are action, if you are doing verbally or physically, we call Nishtapana Chetana, that is we call Kamma. Kamma is very powerful than the Sankara. But both two of these we are knowing as intention, that is we call Chetana. When you consider about this according when you apply with the Abhidhamma, ignorance is a Moha Chetasika, craving is the Lobha Chetasika, clinging is the Ditta Chetasika, Sankara is the Chetana Chetasika. You see, everything is something named. There is no person, there is no human, there is no any live creature. There's some kind of powers, some kind of energy. Ignorance is energy, craving is energy, clinging is energy, sankara is energy. Because of this energy, the klesa and kamma, because of this energy, what will happen? Oh, the present reasons, present results arising. Present results arising, that is we call vipakavatta, reason, the results. I will explaining again. This is very important. The important thing is this arrow. The arrow is coming to both sides. Ignorance and craving is arising at once. At once. If there is ignorance, there is a craving. If there is a craving, there is ignorance. This is the very important hint that you have to understand. Ignorance and craving is arising at once. Why I'm telling like that? According to Abhidhamma, if there is a craving, the craving is it belongs to the lobha, but the ignorance belongs to the sabba akusala sadharana chaitasika. Every unwholesome activity, every unwholesome thoughts, every unwholesome physical or verbal or mental things, the ignorance is there. Even when you are doing a wholesome thing, ignorance is there in very secret way, very hidden way, we call anusaya. Even when we are listening now Dhamma, this is a wholesome thing. As a teacher, I'm speech Dhamma is a wholesome thing. But ignorance is with me. In this action, there is no ignorance, but ignorance is within me. That is anusaya. Even when we are doing whatever the wholesome thing or unwholesome thing, ignorance is there. When we are doing unwholesome things, ignorance is directly involved. When we are doing wholesome thing, ignorance is indirectly involved. You have to understand that secret. If there is ignorance, then there should be definitely what? Craving is there. Actually, if there is a craving, ignorance is there. If there is ignorance, definitely craving will be there. These two are very common, very similar. At once is arising. It is never changed, it's never separated. So based on this, the last life, we fool with the thoughts, oh, human world is the best world, human life is the best life, being a human is the best solution, best option. Then we are always doing some wholesome activities to become a human, because of we have a craving. So I want to be a human, I will become a human, that is a craving and clinging. Because of these three kilesa, you are doing wholesome activities that last life, the previous life. When you are action, when you are doing offering, when you are precepts and whatever doing, what will happen? The last life, when you are going to die, when the names and the forms is going to end, the names and forms are ending each and shana, each second by second it's change. Each second by second it's change. When you're going to die, you remind, oh, I did this. Even you are not thinking. Assume that when you are doing some good things, after 1 week, if you want to remind that, Oh, I did this one. I did this one. I went to Buddha Gaya. I went to this year. I went to Kusinar. I went to Kusinagar. I worship for Buddha. You are not doing that. You are not doing now, but you are doing in past. But if you are reminding that, if you can remind, oh, what I'm doing in the past, then you can remind, and you can be happy. You feel happy. You can joy. You feel joy. That is karma. Kusala kusala kamma vipākānaṁ kandhānaṁ katatthaнаṁ cha rūpānaṁ kamma paccayena paccayo. That is Pattan is in the Pattan is explaining like that. Vipākānaṁ kandhānaṁ. If you are doing some wholesome thing, whatever the time when you remember, you feel happy. If you're doing some unwholesome thing, whichever the time when you remember, you feel unhappy. You feel angry. You feel afraid. So likewise, wholesome and unwholesome leads the name and form next birth. That is we call karma. Karma paccaya is very dangerous. Are you already explaining? This karma is arising in the three ways: ditta dhamma vedaniya, papajja vedaniya, parapariya vedaniya. Even now, even this life, you are not doing any bad things. In your previous life, you are doing many bad things. Now it's still in the still in Anusaya Dhamma, still in very deep, but suddenly it can be arise when you're going to die. Maybe suddenly it can be arise and you can remember whichever the unwholesome thing you are doing in the past, maybe 500 lives in the past you are doing whatever the unwholesome thing, it can be arising at once and you can go to hell. The name and form can be both born in the hell. That is why in the Mahākammavibhanga Sutta it says, Buddha says that even some person is doing wholesome thing in the entire life, no one cannot say, oh, he's a very wonderful person, he's doing wholesome thing in entire life, he never going to the hell, he will definitely go to the hell. Buddha says, no, you cannot say like that. Even that person is doing wholesome thing in entire life, at the end of the time when he going to die, if some unwholesome thing whichever he is doing in the previous life, previous maybe 100 years or whatever the life, it can be suddenly appear, it can be suddenly remind, then he can go to hell. But it doesn't mean that whichever he doing wholesome thing is wasting. It never waste, it will remaining, it will result in future, but we don't know which future, which year, which day, which time it will happen. That is why this is very dangerous. That is why this life cycle is dangerous. No one cannot guarantee it until you become a sotapanna. You will never born in an animal or a demon or hell. You never be born in such a bad suffering places. You cannot determine, you cannot tell. No one cannot tell. Even Buddha even cannot tell if you are not attained sotapanna. Minimum. So likewise, when you are born to learn about the Paticcasamuppada, remember that the past reasons is like a remember that when you're going to shopping, when you go to shop, you have a foolishness, you have an intention to buy a cloth. You like to cloth. Why you going to buy a cloth? Because of your craving, because of your intention, because of your happiness. But when you suddenly go and you never select the cloth, you are selecting likewise. The past life also you selecting. Where should I go to born? I should go to Deva, I should go to Brahma, I should go to human, or you are selecting, and you choose, oh, I will definitely born as a human. I want to be a human. So likewise, when you are selecting, when you choose to select, when you choose to born, whichever the place you are born, then the craving is arising. Oh, Bhavatanha. We call Bhavatanha. You are like to born a human, Bhavatanha. The Bhavatanha is not arising alone, it's arising with the ignorance, foolishness. Even you forget about, oh, even I become a human, suffer is there. If there is a suffering, then why I'm born there? But you like to born as a human. Then the Bhavatanha, because of this Bhavatanha, The ignorance and craving is arising at once, then you're clinging. You are selecting the cloth, you see, oh, wonderful cloth. Oh, I like this. It should be mine. It should belongs to me. It should not give to anyone. It's only for me. This is for me. That is clinging. Ditti. The ditti is something very deep subject. There are 4 types of ditti. There are 4 types of ditti. Kama ditti, kamapadana, dittyupadana, silabhatupadana, attavadupadana. There are 4 types of clinging. In here, it's really based on, is about kamapadana as well as dittyupadana. 4 clinging is there. 4 types of clinging is there. Kamapadana, dittyupadana, attavadupadana, and silabhatupadana. In Pali it says, if there is this 3 klesa is arising at once, when you are selecting clothes, oh, this one, you take someone, oh, this is very wonderful, this is very good. But if you don't have money, you cannot buy it. Then you have a money. Money is not arising automatically. You have to generate something for earn money. Likewise, if you want to born in a human world, you need to have a wholesome karma. Good karma. You have to have a wholesome karma. Then the wholesome karma is not arising easily. You have to do, you have to think. As for example, if you want to join this Zoom session, first of all, you have to think, oh, today is Saturday. Today's Ajahn will be today's teacher will teach something, though I have to join. That is your thinking. Even you think if you're not joining, that karma will not happen. The wholesome thing will not happen. The millions of people can think I will join. But millions of people can not join. They can, oh, I don't want to join today. Likewise, thinking is not only the factor that you have to join, that you have to participation is the karma that is already you are doing action. You already end action with doing. Maybe physical, maybe verbal, maybe mental. You see, avijja pacca sankhara. Avijja pacca sankhara. Because of the ignorance, you are doing something. But even you are think or not, even you are know or not, the craving and clinging is very secret ways attached with these 2 factors, avijja pacca sankhara. If someone says it's avijja pacca sankhara, avijja pacca sankhara will not arising automatically. The craving and clinging helps to this. And also, avijja pacca sankhara, it means sankhara also have a 2 sankhara and karma. Sankhara is the pre-intention. That means before you are doing something, before you are telling something, before you thinking something, you first of all you have to think. I have to do something. I have to tell something. I have to think something. You have to think. The thinking of the sankhara we call sankhara. We call pre-intention. The purvabhaga sankhara, purvabhaga chetana. The chetana, it's coming before when you are going to do action. Nishtapana chetana, that means you already think and already did like that. If you want to kill animal, you have to think, I should kill animal. Even you think, that karma is not much powerful. But if you are kill, that karma is very powerful. That karma is lead to the next birth. That is what I'm telling to you. See, the present results consciousness. How the consciousness is happening? Assume that you are doing some good wholesome thing in your past life. I already mentioned that when you are doing some wholesome thing in your past life, when you remember whatever the time it's remember, you feel happy. Oh, I did this. When the remember time, which the time it's remember, you are not doing that action, but you remember, oh, I did this, very wonderful, very wonderful. The consciousness, the vipaka, the risas that you are doing in past, but when you are remaining now, you feel happy. Same wise, same like, same life. Once you are going to die, something will be appeared. Oh, you are doing something good, something bad, something like this, something like this. Because of this appearance, we call kamma nimitti, gati nimitti. Because of this appearance, you attach with that. Even good or bad, you attach with that because you are going to die. You need something to attach. If you are not attained arahantaship, you definitely attach with that. Because of this reflection, that is why we call kamma, sankara pacca vijnana. Because of that reflection, because of that kamma, it's reflecting something you attach. Because of that attachment, then the results will be happen next birth. Next birth. Next birth, the consciousness is attached. The consciousness is not stopped because you are clinging with something. Then again reborn. You are reborn not only if you are reborn in this Kamavachara Bhumi, it reborn with name and form. If you are reborn as a Rupavachara Bhumi, it only has a name, there is no any forms. If you are reborn in a Shuddhavasa, if you are reborn as a Asaññatala, it only have a forms, there is no name. So you can understand Sankarapacchaya Vijnana, it also coming under three category. In Kamavachara Bhumi, there is a name and form. In the Arupavachara Bhumi, is only form, there is no name. Is Arupavachara Bhumi only name, there is no form. In Asaññatala, it has only forms, there is no name. So this tree is not a person is born. The reason and results. You see, consciousness is the results. The Vipaka Chitta. Vipaka Chitta is whatever the action is happening, because of that action, then the results will happen. Maybe Ditta Dhamma Vedini, maybe Upapajja Vedini, maybe Aparaparya Vedani. So in that case, the consciousness is not arising alone. It can be name, it can be form, it can be name and form. If you're talking about in the human world, it definitely should be name and form. When the name and form is arising, it not comes in again alone, it has a six sense basis. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. When some baby is born from the womb, these six senses are coming with them. This whatever the form is comes out, you can specifically you can see the eye, ear, nose, tongue and body, but one thing is you cannot see, that is mind. Because of these senses, oh, this is the very important thing, this is present resource. Even you like or not, you cannot remove your eye, you cannot remove your ear, you cannot remove your tongue, you cannot remove your nose, you cannot remove your body. Oh, I become black, I want to white, you cannot change your color. Oh, I have two eyes, I need three eyes, you cannot add anyone. Oh, I have two eyes, I want only one eye, you cannot remove. You can remove, but that is not a way. So likewise, the resource you cannot change. Even the arahantaship, resource cannot change. Even the Buddha, resource cannot change. The resource is coming because of your karma, the past reason. The past reason, because of the past reason, the present resource is happening. Even the arahantaship, the resource is happening. The arahanta also cannot change. If there's a sixth sense basis, then the sixth contact will happen. If there's an eye, if there's a color, because of the contact, then the chitta is happening. We call chakra. You see, the reason results is always arising, passing, arising, passing, arising, passing. There is no any person. There's a reason, the cause and effects. Imasming sati, imasming sati, idang hoti. Imasming sati, idang hoti. Imasming uppajjati, idang hoti. Likewise, yadidang avidya pacca sankara, sankara pacca vijnana. That is what it calls. So, whichever the senses have, even you like or not, if you open that, then you can sense, you can see. If you have a ear, even you like or not, you can hear. If you have a nose, even you like or not, you can smell. The smell is happening. The seeing is happening. Hearing is happening. The taste, when some food touch with the tongue, the taste is arising, happening. No, you cannot stop. If there's a body is there, when the wind, the cold or hot or whichever the senses you can sense, you cannot stop. Because of these results, the contact is happening. Because of the contact, the feelings will be happen until become arahant. Even the arahantaship, the feelings are happening. But the problem is not a feeling. The problem is how the problem is happening is the problem is when you are feel again you feel tanha craving. That is the present reason at the moment, at the very moment this is happening. Every moment is happening. If you are not mindfulness, if you are not concentrate, the consciousness every time is not only the name but also the form. The name and form arising, passing out, arising, passing out, arising, passing out. If you have a mindfulness, the proper mindfulness, then you can realize that, oh, wonderful. The paining, the good or bad, it is arising, passing out, arising and passing out. There is nothing to attach. There is nothing to happy. There is nothing to joy. Or there is nothing to clinging. There is nothing to craving. That much fast is arising, happening. There arising, passing out, arising, passing out. That is what Buddha says. Paccupannanchayo dhammam tatta tatta vipassati. If you want to realize the truth, this is the point that you have to practice more and more. This is the point that all the vipassana meditators are following and focusing on the point. The Vedana Pachya Tanha. If you realize that the paining is the at very second arising passing out, within the framework, if you realize this, then you will realize if there is no Vedana, there is no Tanha. If you are attached with the Vedana, there is a Tanha. This two is always foolishness. These two always make foolish to attach something. You see, the problem is arising like that. So, however, with the clear understanding about this pattern, this cycle, then you can understand, you see, if there is a craving, again ignorance is there. Then what is happening? Craving, clinging, and ignorance. The three factors, whichever it's arising in the past reason, again present reason also same thing. Klesavatta. As well as the Upadana Pacha Bhava, the Bhava is a Sankara. At the moment you are doing something, at the moment you are doing wholesome something, at the moment you are doing unwholesome something, that is Bhava. Bhava means Sankara, Kamma Bhava. If you are doing at the moment same thing, what will happen? In the Buddha says, the future results is the same. Bhava Pacha Jati. Jati is again, consciousness is happening. If consciousness is there, then the name and form is there. If the name and form is there, the six sense bases are there. Six sense bases are there, contact is there. If the contact is there, feeling is there. If the feeling is there, again craving is there. You see, the cycle is again and again and again and again arising and passing, arising and passing, arising and passing. If someone is knowing about this point, you see, I already teach you the 4 points. The past reason is cause to, is effect to present results. Present reason is will be lead to the future results. If you follow in these 4 factors, if you follow in these 4 ways, you will realize that the past reason, we cannot change past reason. We cannot go to the past and, oh, I should change this, I should change this, I should change this. You cannot do that because it's already past. And also, in the present resource also you cannot change. Is a resource. Even you like or not, you have to accept that resource. But you have to do something in the present reasons. If you are focused with very deeper, if your mindfulness very deeper with the vipassana, you can touch the present reason, you can stop the present reason, how it's arising. When you realize the reality, you are not craving with anything, you are not full with anything, you are not clinging with anything, because you know the reality. Reality is very fast, the name and form is changing, impermanent. And as well as the impermanence is continuously impermanent is the suffer. The impermanent and suffer, whichever the impermanent and suffer name and form, you cannot take it as me, you cannot take it as an I, you cannot take it as a mind, you cannot take it as a itself, yourself is a non-self. Oh, this tree reality will be arise. Oh, this is the reality. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you realize at the moment this tree reality, you are not attached with anything what you see, anything what you heard, anything what you smell, anything what you state, what you taste, anything what you feel, anything what you thought. That is vipassana is arising. That is what he says. Avijja yarti vasesa viraga nirodho. If there is no avijja, that means if there is a no tanha, if there is no tanha means there is no avijja. Then you can break this point from the present reason. How? You have to observe the feelings, you have to observe the Vedana. When you're observing the Vedana, when you're observing the reality within your framework, in the experience level, you can realize that Vedana is very suddenly it's arising, passing out, arising, passing out, arising, passing out. If such a fast it is disappear, if such a fast is impermanent, why should I craving? Why should I clinging? Why should I am attaching? For what I am attaching? Whichever the color I see from my eyes, is that attaching? Whichever the sound for my ear, is that attaching? No. Only the things you have to understand. That much fast is arising, passing out. So if you realize the arising, passing out, if the anicca is impermanency, then you will be calm down. You will be mind. You will be in the equality, the equanimity. You will be arising. Then you are in the middle path. You know whichever the things arising, passing is impermanent. Is impermanent. When you realize impermanent, you are not attached. If you're not attached, there is no craving. If there is no craving, there is no clinging. There is no clinging, there is no jati. There is no jati, there is no jara, marana, soka, parideva, dukkha, domana, spice. There is no suffer. You end the suffer. So this is the basic, this is the very understandable of the Paticca Samuppada. If you understand in this connection, if you understand this connection as well as to where you have to address, you must address the present moment, because you cannot change the past reason. You cannot change the present resource. You only can change present reasons. That is why Buddha says, Sabba Papa Sakaranam Kusala Supasampada Sachitta Paryodapana. This is about the present reasons. Whatever you are doing in the past, forget about that, because you already did. You cannot change. Whatever the resource comes to you, don't worry about that. Do not hesitate. Do not suffer. Do not sad, because whatever the resource is coming for your life, whichever you are doing in the past. But remember that you can change at the moment. If you are not doing any bad thing at the moment, then you can change future results, because the future results will not arise if you stop present reasons. The present reason, this is the point that you can address in your life. That is why we learn Buddhism. That is why we listening Dhamma. This is the point that you have to address. Remember that Dhamma is not only the listening thing. Dhamma is thinking as well as Dhamma is practicing. If the present moment, if you can go through with the mindfulness, with very deeper mindfulness, with the vipassana knowledge, vipassana jnana, future results will never happen. That is what Buddha is teaching. Only Buddha can teach this technique. Only Buddha knows about this teaching. No one knowing. No one know about that. Other religious person, they even cannot think. They even cannot imagine what is this. So please understanding about this Paticamuppada, I think you have clear understanding about the cycle of this. So that is why in the fourth thing, you see, if someone asking from where the cycle is start, someone is drawing a cycle and asking from where we start. No one cannot telling any exact answer, because the cycle is starting can be anywhere. That is why Buddha says, Anavattagvayam bhikkhave sansaro pubbha kotina panyayati. We cannot telling, oh, this is the starting, this is the end. We cannot say. Pubbha kotina panyayati. Cannot say, cannot determine, oh, this is the starting, this is the end. But we cannot find the starting, but we can find out, we can choose, we can address to the ending this suffer. So Buddha says to the Rohitassa Brahmana, don't find the ending and starting. From where this is start, you cannot find the starting point. You cannot find the ending, but you can end this suffer. If you end this suffer, everything will be end. Other than that, you are a part of this cycle. If you are a part of this cycle, then the heaven also fair for you, and the animal life also fair for you, and the demon life also fair for you, and the Brahma world also fair for you. Any place is fair for you. You cannot determine, oh, I will never go to the heaven, I will never go to the animal world, I will never go to the demon world, I will never go to the hell. You cannot say like that until you attain a sotapanna minimum. So likewise, this is something very deep subject, deep explanation we need to know about this. That is actually, if you go through the Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta, actually it's explaining about this cycle. It's explaining about this, how ignorance and craving helps to clinging. Within this three klesa, how the karma is happening. When the karma is happening, once you are going to die, the karma is giving to answer. Karma is reminding you, oh, you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this. Because of that reminding, you are again clinging, you are again craving, you are again ignorance. What will happen? Same story, same story. Millions of life, trillions of life, infinity of life, same stories happening. Still happening. Still happening. If you are not realize the Dhamma, we don't know how long, how far we have to suffer, how far we have to go this cycle. That is why you have to understand Dhamma is Dhamma. That is why I'm always telling Dhamma is very wonderful. You can end up this all the suffer if you realize Dhamma. So I think we are discuss 1.5 hours. Then you may have some clear idea, maybe small idea, maybe some big idea. But this topic is very deep topic. We cannot say one word or two words and we cannot finish it off. But if you realize the Paticamuppada cycle, then that means you realize the Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta, because entire Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya Sutta is explaining about Paticamuppada. Whatever the Sati Bhikkhu have a wrong view that is not necessary. That is all is his fault. That is not our fault. Whatever the Sadhibhikkhu is explaining about, whatever the misconduct, the Dhamma, that is not our fault, that is his fault. But our fault is not realizing the Patisamuppada. So that you have to understand, that you have to realize the Patisamuppada very well, very well. Other than that, what will happen? The suffer will never end. You have to born. The Nama Rupa, the name of the form will again and again and again arising because of the reason and results. So that is what I want to teach you. You can understand, I think you may understanding about this. Then I can give some time for asking question. If you have any doubt, if you have any question, please asking me. If I know about the answer, then I will give. If I don't know answer, I will asking from my teachers or something, then I can give next day the answers. Then it's time for you asking questions for you.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. So wonderful, Bhante. Bhante, in the Tipitaka, Sankhar word is many times used.
Very good, very good. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Because
So,
you know, in the five aggregates, we also known as Sankara, right?
uh,
Sankara Khanda.
so how to differentiate every time which word is
Very
used
good,
here?
very good answer, very good question. Okay, when it comes to the aggregates, the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, that is something very, very, very serious. You know, when we are talking about the Chetasika, there are 52 Chetasika. When we are divided 52 Chetasika, the Vedana Chetasika we known as Vedana Kanda, Sanya Chetasika we known as Sanya Kanda, the rest of the 52 Chetasika we known as Sankara Skanda. That is how we are, then the 89 Chitta we known as Vijnana Skanda, 28 Rupa we known as Rupa Kanda. That is how we are separate aggregate, the five aggregates. When it comes to the Paticcasamuppada, the Paticcasamuppada Sankara word is only denoted as a Chetana Chetasika. Only one Chetasika is denoted. Very easily understand. When we are talking about Paticcasamuppada Sankara, it's only talking about Chetana Chetasika. That is intention. Is within the 50 Chetasika, only one Chetasika is knowing as the Paticcasamuppada we call Chetana. But the Sankara word, the word of the meaning of the Sankara is very, very wide one, very narrow, very broad one. You know, even the Vedana also Sankara, Sanya also Sankara. Because of that, based on that, Sankara is whatever the things arising based on the reason we known as a Sankara. That is we call Sankata Sankara. Whichever the things arising based on the reason results, we call Sankara. That is the wide explanation, the broad meaning of the Sankara. Whichever the things arising based on this reason and results, that is we call Sankara, Sankata Sankara. But when it's come to the Paticcasamuppada, we only talking about Chetana, Chetasika, Chetana, the intention. Punyabhi Sankara, Apunyabhi Sankara, Aninjabhi Sankara, Kaya Sankara, Vachi Sankara, Mano Sankara, all whatever the meaning, whatever the Sankara we are talking about, Paticcasamuppada, it's only talking about the Chetana, Chetasika. But once it's coming to the Sankara Kanda, it's only talking about 50 Chaitasika. 50 Chaitasika because we are removing Vedana and Sanya Chaitasika as a separate and 50 Chaitasika we know as Sankara Skanda. So that is the difference between when we are talking about five aggregates, it's talking about 50 Chaitasika. When we are talking about Paticcasamuppada, we are talking about Chetana Chetasika. If when we are talking about whole Sankara, it's we are talking about whichever the Sankara is arising, whichever the things happening because of the reason results, we known as Sankara. We call Sankata Sankara. That is the broad meaning. I think you get the answer.
Thank you, Bhante. And Bhante, why Vedana and Vijnana in Panchakhanda are kept separately?
Because of the Vedana and Sanya is really coming under the Sabbachita Sadharana Chetasika as well as Vedana Kanda and Sanya Kanda is something very unique within this 52 Chaitasika. That is why, because according to the Abhidhamma, when they are separating Paramatta, Chitta Chetika Rupa Nibbana, this is only for the separation. The Vedana is knowing as Vedana Kanda, Sanya is knowing as Sanya Kanda, entire 50 Chaitasika known as Sankara Kanda. That is just a separation for the meaning, for the understanding, for the easiness of the understanding, just separate it as such a way. But don't worry about that. Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, and everything is coming to Sabbajita Sadharana. When you are going to go through the deeper in the Abhidhamma, you can understand. This is just for the clarification, the classifications, not any other than that. When Vedana is Vedana Sanya, Vedana Chetasika, Sanya is Sanya Chetasika. Rest of the 50 Chetasika is known as Sankara Kanda. 89 Chitta is known as Vijnana Skanda. 20 is Rupa known as Rupa Kanda. Just for the clarification, we are knowing as like that.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, Vedana, Sanya, and Chetna, all three are Sabbachitta Sadharan Chetasika.
Of course, of
These are
course.
so important Chetasika in Sabbachitta Sadharan group.
Why? Because Passa Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Jivitindra, Ekapata, Manasikara. There are 7 Chetasika in the
7.
Sabbajita Sadharana, right?
Hmm.
Within this 7, every Chetasika is very important because every Chetasika, if we consider about 52 Chetasika, every Chetasika has a unique task. Whatever the Passa Chetasika action is, cannot do other Chetasika. It's only doing by the Passa Chetasika. Unique task has a 52 unique task because 52 unique task is not common for the others. It's a uncommon for the each and every task is uncommon task. That is why 52 is very important.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you so much.
Is there any questions? So I will understanding your silence. Your silence represent two things. The first thing is you got the message about the Paticcasamuppada very thoroughly, very clearly. The second thing is you didn't take any idea. You don't have any idea about Paticcasamuppada. Which should I take?
Vandami Bhante, I have a question.
Yeah.
Bhante ji, Sankhara, Pachaya, Vinyan, and
Yeah.
Bhava Pachaya Jati. So Vinyan, what is
Same.
same? Bhava and
Same.
Sankhara difference?
Because Bhava is a Kamma Bhava and Uppatti Bhava. The Bhava word is coming under the two sections, Kamma Bhava and Uppatti Bhava. Then Bhavapaccha Jati is Uppatti Bhava. And Avijja Sankarapaccha Vijnana, that also Uppatti Bhava. But the Sankara is Upadana Pacha Bhava. Upadana Pacha Bhava, that Bhava is knowing as a Kamma Bhava. Understand? The Bhava is knowing as two, Uppatti Bhava and Kamma Bhava. Upadana Pacha Bhava, it known as a Kamma Bhava. It's about Chetana. Upadana Pacha Bhava. But Bhava Pacha Jati, that is Uppatti Bhava. That means you are born in. The Bhava Pacha Jati is a Uppatti Bhava. Sankarapacchaya Vijnana, that also Uppatti Bhava. Uppatti Bhava and Kamma Bhava. Upadanapacchaya Bhava means Kamma Bhava. That means because of the intention, then the Bhavapacchaya Jati, you see Upadanapacchaya Bhava, that is Kamma Bhava. Bhavapacchaya Jati, that is Uppatti Bhava. That is the way you have to understand. The next week also I will prepare some notes for this one by one. Then we have to go through very deeper level and very well understanding about the Paticcasamuppada. If you know Paticcasamuppada, about this 20 category, the way of 20 category way, if you know about that, You know, any Dhamma you can explain as it is, because this is the very important and the core of the Dhamma. Because based on the Four Noble Truth, it also teach about the reason and results. Based on the Paticcasamuppada, it also teach about the reason and results. Based on the Patthana, it also teach about the reason and results. The three of these teachings focus on reason and results, how the cause and effects happening and how the cycle is happening. So please understand, this is very important topic. Within
Bhante,
one day,
paticca samuppada, patthana, and what is third?
sorry,
Cause and effects are paticca samuppada, patthana, and what is third?
sorry, I didn't get the question.
Three things are cause and results. Na Bhante, paticca samuppada, patthana, and what
Yeah,
is the third one?
there's Four Noble Truth. The suffer is the result.
Yes, yes.
The reason of the suffer is the reason, right?
First is the result of second Arya Satya, and
Yeah,
third is the result of fourth Arya Satya.
that's the thing. That's the reason results, the combination of the reason results.
Uh-huh.
Paticcasamuppada also teaching about the reason results. Pattan is also teaching about reason results. What is the difference between about these three? Same thing, but when you are following the Four Noble Truth, is very, very simple way, but it's teach very deeper thing. So more wise person, especially Uggaditanyu people can realize such a very deeper level. But when it comes to the Patisampada, it's knowing about, it's teaching about the close reason. Avidya Pacha Sankara is Sankara. For the Sankara, Avidya is the close reason. But there are many reasons, and now you can understand that the craving, clinging, and also intention. And the craving, clinging also helps to the Avidya Pacha Sankara. But according to the Patisamuppada method in the 12 way, the 12 part of Patisamuppada, Avidya Pacha Sankara is the close reason. But when it's come to the Patthana is explaining Avidya Pacha Sankara, not only the Avidya Pacha Sankara, for the Sankara, not only the Avidya is the reason, but there are many, Anantara Pacha, Samanantara, Purejata, Pachajata, there are many Pacha, there are many reasons cause to Avidya Pacha Sankara, helps. Entire picture will explain in the Patthana. But when it comes to the Paticcasamuppada, it's only explaining about the close reason. But when it goes to Patthana, Patthana is explaining all every aspect, how this is affects. Not only this, but also this one. It's very interesting. When you in learning in future, you can understand, oh, what a wonderful Dhamma, because very interesting. If you're learning more and more, then the realizing Dhamma is attain Nibbana is not a dream. Attain Nibbana is a possible. Sa ehi pasikai. Opanayakta pachatta vedita, but you can understand, oh, that is Dhamma. But you need to patient and you need to work hard diligently. You have to continuously, learn about them and you have to practice, especially Vipassana. If you are doing more Vipassana, then definitely you can attain Nibbana. And also, the Vipassana is doing not, nothing to do. Think, oh, Vipassana is very dangerous, very hard thing, very difficult thing. No, Vipassana is, you have to focus at the moment. If you see the moment, how moment is going fast, how moment is arising and passing out, then you can realize that all the Chitta Chaitanya Rupa Nibbana, all the Chitta Chaitanya Rupa is such a fast changing. It's impermanent. It's impermanent as well as impermanent, such a fast changing, but it's continuous, that is suffer. If such a fast is changing, is continuous, but you cannot even keep in touch, you cannot keep change, you can keep as it is, that is anatta, not self. These three factors, if you realize each and every moment, then attachment will be no. Then attached with the craving, clinging will be vanish. If there's no Vedana, if you realize the Vedana is suddenly disappear, then Tanha will be disappear. Padana will be disappear. Everything will be disappear. Avijja yatte vasesa viraga nirodha, sankhara nirodha. Sankhara nirodha, vijnana nirodha. Then you are not born in. You are not born again. You realize the reality, then you can stop the cycle. That is what Buddha is teaching. So please understand, this is very serious, very important. If you realize this, you definitely attain Sotapanna. Is not a dream. It's not a dream. It's possible. It's possible. So please understanding about this technique, this method, this teaching. This is very important teaching in Buddha. Unique only for the Buddha, not for the other religious person. So I think you understand about this topic, and I would like to thank to having such opportunity, because we missed 2 weeks. The 1 week is because of I'm traveling. The second week maybe some another issue. However, this week we find the time for both parties, then we conduct. So thank you very much for participating today's session as well as listening Dhamma. And also I'm really grateful and thankful to Sister Preeti as well as all the members, all the organizing committee who having such opportunity, giving such opportunity to sharing Dhamma with you. And I wish you all the best, and may you all attain Nibbana as soon as possible. May you all having a good, the physical and mental healthy, as well as may you all the practicing in Dhamma, learning Dhamma and listening Dhamma, may you all the practice of Dhamma will be successful as you wish, as you want, and finally attain Nibbana in this life or whichever the nearest life as you expecting. May you all attain Nibbana as soon as possible. Thank you very much. And I would like to spread all the merits to the gods, the devas and the Brahma who protecting the Buddha Sasana until 5,000 years. May all the Deva and Brahma attain Nibbana as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Bhante, can we get your phone number, Bhante?
Okay, I will give it. Okay. I think how to the +94. If you can write it down, then you can write it down.
Yes.
My WhatsApp number +94
Yes.
76 378 50554.
+9476 3785
Yes, that is my number, WhatsApp number. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you so much, Bhante. No words to thank you, Bhante. And along with this Mahātaṇhāsaṅkhaya, Bhante continue with the Pathan also. It's very, very important.
No,
Now
in
don't
future
stop.
actually I can because I already learned about Patthana as well as because I already completed Abhidhamma also. But the thing
When,
is, that is not a hard thing to understand Dhamma, because
yes,
if you are practicing Dhamma continuously, realizing Dhamma is not a hard thing. Because this is not our thing, this is Buddha's teaching. Because Buddha is the
yes,
owner. We are just learning and we are just teaching, but learning and teaching as well as we have to practice. This is the most important. If you are not practice, whatever you learn, however you learn, whatever you have a knowledge about them, if you are not practicing, is useless.
Bhante, then in between, if you can take any another lecture which is more on the practice, only 15 minutes if you can give. So now how to reach up to the Vipassana.
So yes, the thing is, when you are doing my advice is, if you want to practice the Dhamma, this is not a hard thing. In your practical way, how to practice Dhamma is, first of all, you have to calm down your body. Your body should be calmed down because the body and mind has a combination. It has a relationship. That means in the Patan it says, how it says, Anyamanya Pratyay. For the form as the rule, for the form and the name, Name and the form has a relationship, anyamanya pratyaya. It's helping each other, it's attaching with each other, it's help each other. That means when your body is calm down, your mind will be calm down. If your body is not calm down, your mind will not calm down. If you are busy with the work, if you're busy with the talk, if you're busy with the sleeping, if you're busy with the whatever the actions or whatever the talking, your mind will not calm. If you are really not busy, if you are really calm with your body, if you have a less work, if you always isolate by yourself, if you always calm down yourself, when your body will be calm, when your body calm, your mind will be calm. That is the first step, the first secret that you have to understand if you want to do vipassana. If you want to do meditation, even samatha or vipassana, you have to be calm down your body. So what my advice is, if you want to do vipassana, so you have to sit, whichever the chair or floor or wherever the place, you have to sit minimum 1 hour without any movements. That is the first secret. Without movement mean you should not move your hand, you should not move your legs, you should not open your eyes. Just practice. You sit in a straight way, even in the chair or floor, you have to sit in a straight way. Your backbone should be straight, your shoulder should be straight. In a straight way, you have to concentrate on your body. You have to be calm down your body. When you want to calm down your body, the Buddha is teach in the Satipatthana, the first method, the first step, the first action that you have to understand, you have to do is Satu asasati asasisamiti pajanati. Then you have to focus on your breath. When it's going to up, you should understand, you have to observe it's going to up. When it's going to down, you have to observe it's going to down. When it comes to right one, then you have to observe it's come to right one. When it's come to left one, you have to observe it comes to left one. When it comes to both sides, you have to observe this it comes to both sides. That is Sato Asasati Asasisamiti Pajanati. So that is not about the Anapanasati, that is about the Satipatthana, the first step that you have to understand. If you're following this way, if you can sit 1 hour without moving, and if you can concentrate on your breath, then you can feel that your body and mind both will be calm down. The both will be calm down. The both will be calm down. When both calm down, when you feel the next stage, then other doors are opening. Every doors are opening for the your vipassana. But the hardest thing is concentrating on the breathing and keep calm down in your body and mind. It's a very hard thing, but possible. So if you practice such a way, then slowly you can learn vipassana, and I can teach you later. But the very first thing is you have to sit properly. 1 hour is something very long period, but don't try to at once to sit in 1 hour. Just do 5 minutes, then increase 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Likewise, you have to improving. Then one day you can sit 1 hour is nothing. When you sit, suddenly you open, oh, 1 hour is going. You can't feel that, oh, 1 hour such a short. 1 hour is such a short. But now when you are doing to meditation, now when you are going to do meditation, you feel, oh, 1 hour is very hard. I cannot sit 1 hour without moving. It's a long period. Then sometimes you slowly open your eyes and you can see, oh, 1 hour is still not finished. But in future, if you practice more and more, then you're perfect, definitely. That is why it says the practice make a perfect. Then you have to be practice. Without practice, you're never perfect. Even you know Dhamma, that is useless if you not practice. So you have to understand this. So go through on that, then you will understand Dhamma very well. If you have any questions, then you can talk to me or you can send messages. No problem. You can ask Dhamma question anytime, no problem. So I think now today for enough. I think we can stop, right?
बनते आशीर्वाद देतील की आपण घ्यायचंय सब्ब पापस करणं.
Okay.
बनते आप you give blessings please.
I already blessing. I already bless. Okay. Abhivadana silis nichang vaddha pachayino. Chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang. Ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha. Ato nibbana sampatti minati samijjatu.
Sadhu, sadhu, Vandami Bhante, Hamatame Bhante. With your kind permission, can we end the session, Bhante?
Okay, okay.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you, everyone. Namo Buddhassa. Jai Bhim. भैया सेशन एंड करू शकता तुम्ही? राज भैया, राज भैया, पढ़ाओ मैम. Bhante, we can end the session, Bhante.
Okay, okay.